We doctors who work in rural hospitals in South Africa, we work like donkeys, day in, day out, no rest, no praise, just patient after patient, emergency after emergency. If it wasn't for the love we have for saving lives, most of us wouldn't still be here. I'm based at one of the most rural hospitals in Limpopo. I studied medicine at the University of Limpopo, and while the training taught me the science, nothing prepared me for the real struggle out here. Long hours, short staff, and not enough equipment to go around. By the time May 2025 came, I had been working nonstop all year. No break, not even a weekend away. I was running on empty. So my partner, who's also a doctor, and I said, enough is enough. We needed to recharge. Not with noise, not with luxury. We needed peace. That's when we decided to go to Tibet, a quiet place, a spiritual place, somewhere far from the stress, where we could find ourselves again. That is it. Recently, I visited Tibet. Yes, Tibet. While the ANC, drunk on communism and behaving like children desperate to please their daddy, refused the Dalai Lama entry into South Africa, I, just an ordinary South African, landed in Tibet. And from the airport to the hinterlands, I was bathed in love. I was met with open arms, no fanfare, just a deep, silent recognition of shared humanity. And as I sat in the still air of Tibet, warmed by peace and humbled by simplicity, the thought broke over me like a storm. South Africa is cursed, a country of plenty, run by men with empty souls, a land of gold, now economically rusted, 20+ million people on social grants, hooked like patients on life support. Less than half the population paying tax, yet those who do are demonized as oppressors. Infrastructure inherited from a previous regime that, despite its crimes, built things that worked, now left to collapse, be stolen, or burnt. Yet the greatest curse is not economic. It is moral. I feel a need, an urge to repeat myself, not only for the sake of emphasis, but for education and for history, and for the future generations. Let me repeat myself. Dalai Lama wanted to come to South Africa in order to visit Archbishop Desmond Tutu. The communist-drunk ANC government refused and blocked the Dalai Lama for entering the country. Imagine that hypocrisy, a rotten political party that purport to be liberation movement. As I glowed in the calmness of Tibet, a terrible sadness gripped me. I thought of my home, South Africa under the ANC, and I realized we are a cursed country. The curse is everywhere. It doesn't need to be theorized. It's obvious. Mass unemployment, widespread backwardness, crumbling infrastructure inherited from the previous government. Over 20 million people hooked on social grants, less than half the population contributing to tax. And yet, those who do are demonized as enemies of the people. But the curse I was contemplating went deeper than statistics. It was spiritual. How can a country refuse entry to the Dalai Lama, a man with no arms, no fiery speeches, no ideology of domination? A man who lacks even the impulse to critique, who offers only presence, blessing, and peace. And yet the ANC government said no. Why? Because they wanted to please their God, China. That decision alone reveals a depth of darkness that cannot be hidden by slogans.